and then I'm going to hop into this. So welcome. Thank you for tuning in to the Mathematics Graduation Committee presentation during Math Soc Week for Waterloo Ready. My name is Joshua Kirk. I will be your presenter for today. I'm a fourth year math student. I study pure math and combinatorics and optimization. Basically just means very nerdy kinds of math, even within math. And I'm a member of the Mathematics Graduation Committee, or MGC, as I'll probably call it mostly throughout this presentation. And we have this nice little photo over here on the side of some people celebrating because, as you will soon learn, the Mathematics Graduation Committee is all about helping the graduating class celebrate. So the MGC basically just plans and runs events that are geared towards the graduating class within the Faculty of Math. And these take on lots of different shapes and forms, but some of the more prominent ones that we're going to talk about are the Math Grad Ball and the yearbook. Though I will note, I don't think we've done a yearbook in a while, though technically it is something that falls under our purview. But if you do end up volunteering with us, then that could be a project you could take on. Some other things that we do as well beyond just planning and running events is we also help pick out some of the strong candidates within the Faculty of Math who are graduating to be the valedictorian and the recipient of the J. Allen George Leadership Award at graduation. I'm sure you know what the valedictorian is. They're sort of the figurehead of the graduating class. They give a nice speech during the ceremony. But the recipient for the J. Allen George Leadership Award is basically an award that we give out to one person at each of the convocations. And those are sort of the big things that we do. There are also some smaller scale events that we run geared towards the graduating class. So we'd like to have sort of a send-off party. We also enjoy having a industry sort of panel to talk about different things that you can do once you've graduated from the faculty. And then every now and then we'll also do a little bit of fundraising for some of these other events. Now, the big one, the Math Grad Ball. So the Math Grad Ball is a really big, fancy event that we host once a year, usually around in March. It's this full meal with a big dance in a nice venue. And you see here over on the right, I have this photo of this really fancy looking venue. This was supposed to be the location for our 2020 grad ball ceremony, but unfortunately that was postponed due to the coronavirus pandemic. It was supposed to be held at Tapestry Hall, which is this really nice venue. It was newly renovated. And here's a photo of what it was going to look like. We came in really close to actually running it, but we were only off by a few days when everything shut down. And one thing that I should note about this, and is kind of tricky when you hear something like Math Graduation Committee, because it sounds like it's something only for graduates, but it's actually not. All these things are open to all math students of all different levels, including first years. And in fact, first year students are welcome to volunteer also to help out with the MGC. So don't be afraid by that. There will be more of the older mathies just because it's geared more towards them, but it is a welcome event for everyone. Now, I will say that things are kind of up in the air still for what we're planning to do in the MGC, just because there's so much uncertainty about what the future holds. But anyway, our hope, restrictions pending, is that we'll run a makeup grad ball session in March for all of the classes that missed out on graduating in person during the pandemic. So that would be the class of 2020 and just recently the class of 2021. That'll hopefully happen around March. We're kind of thinking that most things will be kind of back to normal as long as the pandemic sort of subsides a little bit. But then also we're going to run our regular grad ball for the class of 2022 next March as well. In the meantime, though, because that's a long ways off and we don't even know if that's going to happen, we're going to be running some fun events for our graduates in the fall as well. So as I mentioned before, we want to have this industry panel where we get people from different walks of the mathematical community to talk about what their job is and why people should pursue a career in that. But then also we want to raise some money for the grad ball. So this will probably involve some bake sales or something like that. And then we just want to help our students along their path to graduation as best as possible. You know, this is really for the graduates. They've worked really hard throughout 4 or 5 years trying to prepare to become an alumnus of the University of Waterloo. So they've really earned their keep here and really do deserve having a very special send-off. So we're going to help our students in any way we can. And maybe you could come to this with some fresh ideas that we haven't considered before. And now I've been talking lots about you in this context, so it's probably important to tell you how to get involved. Well, first things that you can kind of do are just follow the MGC on Facebook and Instagram. On the next slide, I'll have the information for doing that. And then also, you can sign up to join us in the fall and in the winter. This is a pretty fun volunteer opportunity. You get to have some really chill meetings with lots of different fun people and plan a really fun event and bring smiles to all of the faces of these people down below and other graduates as well. So on those pages, you can find a form to sign up to volunteer for us during the fall and winter terms and just get involved. It's a really low stakes, fun activity to do, I will say. And as promised, here are the social media accounts that you can follow. We have a Facebook, we have an Instagram. Go check those out. And then also there's a form there that you can sign up for. I've also put the form in here and I'll drop it in the chat once this presentation wraps up. But that's actually all I have to say about MGC. So thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask now. No questions. Okay, perfect. So how fast was that? That was about 6 minutes long. I feel like I'm going for a new world record or something. So I will stop sharing my screen then, and then I will drop that form in the chat as I promised. Yeah, if you have questions, please let me know. All right, I'm going to stop the